Here, jump out of the way. I should have thought of this years ago. I don't know why I didn't, but we've always had this issue out here at the farm. Truly, you can't be that close. Move back.
Okay. What's that? Nice ABCs, Dad.
Nice ABCs? Why, thank you, sir. I've been practicing my ABCs.
Yeah.
For over 30 years.
Yeah,
30 years. Kids just knocked a hornet's nest off the mailboxes, and I'm worried about the mail carrier or the neighbor getting stung. How do you spell mad? Is that clear enough?
No.
There's a hornet. Okay, back to the original thing. We've always had this issue at this property at the farm where folks from out of town coming to vacation rentals come speeding up. None of the local people do. And so this little section of road is super dangerous. A lot of them are South Carolina, Florida plates, nothing against you guys. And GPS doesn't tell them to turn, and they fly up this road. It's probably technically against the law, as the state road runs about 50 feet further, but I don't really care. I made 2 warning signs for the road.
Mad bees.
No, slow down. That's what I was doing. I was literally making signs for slow down kids playing, basically. So people just they will not speed through there. I mean, it's like 8 feet wide.
Mommy.
You found your Crocs! Oh, that makes me happy! He just runs up. How did you know where they were?
Where were they?
In your house.
In your house.
In the camper. He's been talking about those Crocs for 3 weeks. The 3 weeks they've been missing, he's been talking about them every day.
I know, and I almost bought him a new pair yesterday. Same exact ones went on sale for $13.99. I thought, I'm gonna wait till we go to the farm and just see if they're there. And he literally, did you remember that they were here? Yeah, because he just went into the camper and got them and came out.
And then he runs
So he must have remembered it all of a sudden. Yeah.
I'd like you guys to prep for mulching 4 apple trees and the blueberries. Here you go.
Can you light it for me?
Turn this on.
Okay.
Turn this on. Then
Okay.
push the button.
Oh, that's easy. That's hot.
It might go without saying, try not to.
Try not to what? What?
Don't flame weed the tank or the line.
Okay, thanks for that tip. Mansplaining 101.
Okay, here's a little public service announcement. You've been being scammed if you've just been taking tanks, 20-pound propane tanks, and taking them to a place and exchanging them. So companies like this, AmeriGas Propane Exchange, and this one, living in the camper, filled a ton of propane tanks, and you can save a lot of money doing this. So here's the thing. This is a 20-pound propane tank. It's designed to hold 20 pounds of propane. But when you look at AmeriGas's label, it says net weight 15 pounds. Okay, here's why. It's because when you do an exchange, and a propane exchange, you bring an empty tank, you take a full tank, it costs about, out here it costs about $27 to exchange. And you get a fresh tank with 15 pounds in it. Here's the thing, if you don't know, what you need to do is just find a little hardware store or a gas station that fills tanks. Take the same tank. You can take that tank you would exchange, take it to them and have it filled. Not only is it gonna cost way less, like it costs $13 here down the road to have them fill it, you're gonna get 20 pounds. So you can get 15 pounds for $27, or you can get 20 pounds for $13. It usually only takes less than 5 minutes to fill a tank, and you're gonna save a ton of money. right, we're at the base of this apple tree, just pulling away some of this grass, cleaning up by hand around the very base. Grace is up here just weeding around the she got off. Weeding around blueberry bases. It's not really that hard of a job because the soil is amended with peat moss. You can still see that peat moss in here because the blueberries like it so acidic. She's climbing oh my goodness. Climbing a blueberry tree. I'm pulling about half the fruit off these apple trees just because there's no way that these little trees are going to mature all of this, I don't think, considering they've never really borne really totally full-size mature apples. So just taking small ones off here and there. I think this is what they call spur bearing. A spur bearing tree bears off these little, short little spurs, not off the main branches. Okay, this tree is quite concerning. This is tent caterpillar damage. You can see the leaves are just gobbled up. So what's supposed to look like this, looks like this on a few of the branches. No, this is actually what's concerning. And it looks to me like fire blight, which is a highly contagious bacterial disease. If I remember correctly, you can see the shriveled fruit up here. And it looks like the branch has literally been singed by fire. So what I'm gonna do is take not only that branch, but this branch too, which has early signs of it. I'm gonna take it all the way down. There's the fire blight, working down. I'm gonna take it all the way down here. All right, I'm gonna get rid of this way down the hill. Then I'm gonna immediately wash my hands and this tool with a bunch of soapy hot water before I go back and touch any more apple trees or anything.
It's amazing what time and erosion and weather does. These rocks are so deeply buried. We put them here, and I'm having to go and dig through the garden and find the actual edge of the garden. Arthur and I had made the edge of this garden ourselves many years ago, and some of these rocks are buried inches deep, buried. Can't even get them out. And we placed them on the surface of the ground. We didn't dig them in. Oh, there's a small one. Okay.
We've also done this about twice, resetting them.
It's just wild.
Over the years.
Over the years, yeah, but it's been years since we've done it. So I'm just trying to create a new edge here. I'm not gonna leave it like this. I'm just finding the edge right now and finding all the rocks. I'm not like upset about it.
Here's one you missed.
Thank you. I think it's super cool how nature has a way. It always has a way. It just takes it all back. I love it so much.
Do you feel like that front edge is ugly? Being burned?
It'll recover.
It'll come right back.
Yeah, it's just helping make an edge for now.
Yeah,
It is ugly, but it won't always be ugly.
Flame weeding like this on mature grass, guys, it really is mostly suppression because you can't kill the roots in the ground, but you can knock them back, slow the growth, for example, on the outside, so maintenance is easier, and then on the inside you can knock them back so you can mulch over them, and it can be a helpful technique. But this grass, not dead. I want to get these cows out on the pasture today. I'm really nervous to leave them out. The fences really need a total overhaul. I said I won't let them out till I think it's ready to graze. I think it's ready to graze now, actually ready and beyond, carefully. I'm gonna get them out today no matter what. I don't wanna just put them out and leave them out because there's some pretty big risk of grass tetany going from hay straight to New grass. And grass tetany is where they go out, they eat a bunch of fresh grass, end up with a magnesium deficiency, can end up on the ground and die. As soon as they go out on the pasture, they'll go from regular mineral to a high mag mineral, but still I don't want them to go out day one and then just go full grass after that. Poison ivy, I better be careful. Basically what I'm doing is just creating a very tight temporary wire gate here. There's a reticency I have to not perfect my fences because last year trying to manage the cows in this fence with the bull, only the bull was the only instigator in this. They got out over and over. And they got out because there were cows, there are cows just over the ridge. And last year, among the steers they were putting out in pasture for the summer over the ridge was one little heifer covered with warts. But I'm assuming they said, hey, we're not keeping this one. This one's going to the slaughterhouse with all the guys. It's just warty everywhere. And the bull here developed a real liking for her. She was probably in heat, and he would bellow, she would moo, she would escape and come to him, and he would go to her. It's all just natural. But he would go through the fence, jump fences, and it probably happened 10 times. I got phone calls multiple times, and I hated being that guy. It all came down to the bull, and I ended up towards the end of last summer dropping them in the barn early and starting on hay, which that's what the pastures needed anyway. It was not ideal management on my part, and it was not cool. Fortunately, they didn't damage property. Mostly they went to that pasture, but then sometimes they would get out, go to that pasture, and then come back and just run the neighborhood. And it was completely my fault, but also the most challenging, the hardest fence challenging of any animal that I've had. Long story short, we're not doing that again. It's one thing if I'm here and they get out and I have to go herd them right back. It's another thing if I'm 50 miles away on a job site.
My foot's stuck.
Your foot's stuck. Need help or you got it?
Can I have some help?
Where are you headed?
Me?
Yeah.
Just right here.
Okay. Now I'm just walking along this perimeter and making sure that there's not spots for them to get out. I found this little spot right by the barns. Someone said a poison snake. I don't think it's a poison snake. It might be venomous, and I doubt that. Don't kill it.
It's like copperhead markings. I can't see its head, so I don't know if it is a copperhead.
Let's get it out and look at it.
Awesome. Get him. Get him. Oh no, that's not a copperhead.
Look at its markings.
If it's a copperhead.
You gotta finish it off now.
Okay,
Kill it.
But when I lifted up a rock and I saw a snake with similar copperhead markings, I didn't know what it was, so I killed it.
It looks a little like a copperhead.
I didn't want to take a chance to find out if it wasn't in the moment. And I have to say, I've come a really long way, because if you look at this clip, the title of this video is going to be, we found a snake pit in the garden. That was us finding 13 snakes in the garden. You gotta put that clip.
Did you get?
There were 13 snakes.
Another one popped out and you started screaming again. So.
I know, now I don't know if I can work in the garden. You might have to do the rest of the rock lifting.
Everyone, I think it's funny that all of our kids are mad at you for killing a snake.
I know, man. I'm glad.
You've done your job well, Arthur.
What? I just want to see that snake.
You've
dead.
trained our children
Could have
well.
At least unclosed.
At least like step on its
I didn't
head.
want it to get away. It
Just
was
kill him, guys.
I feel like people kill him.
And just step on its head.
Step on its head, and then it can't bite you, and then Dad can.
There's
see it.
no way I was gonna step on it. I just grabbed
Better
my
than
tool
chopping the
and
thing
chopped
in
it in half. I'm really proud of myself. Here's why. I've seen people that are afraid of snakes chop them in half when they were scared. And I thought I would never be able to do that.
We need to look up what
You're-
Never be able
It's
to
funny
kill
because
one.
you're looking at this progress you've made, and everyone is like,
Mom.
Mom, you're like, I'm so proud of myself for like,
I'm not.
don't kill snakes.
I like the old version where you just like called someone else.
Yeah, where you run away. Makes everyone else feel
Well-
brave. All right, guys, in the comments, don't be too mean to her.
Give me that shawarma.
She did the best she could.
They're nice.
Everyone should be proud of me. Everyone that's been here for a while will be proud of me.
This big aluminum thing is trashy, but it's just kind of a charge through barrier. Like, hey, bull, don't try to jump through this because there's something significant here. That's hot. I just got these, and these are a brand that our kids have had for a long time, and I am loving them so far. These are HISEA boots. If you remember the last video, or second to last video, I was out here and wanted to weed eat that field. Well, I ended up coming back. I had a day off work, came back and weed eated the field and knocked it out. It was a huge job, just wading through brambles. Didn't get any punctures, and I stayed out of the tall, wet grass, so it was super nice to have them.
I bought these HISEA boots for my boys last year because they were significantly cheaper than other brands of similar boots. And we've had them for a year now, and they are awesome. They've held up. My boys wear these every single day, even in the summer. And they have completely held up against extremely hard wear and tear. HISEA recently gifted us a pair for Arthur and the girls and myself. Mine haven't come yet. And I have to say that we all love them. We've had boots like this in the past for farm work, and now that we have them for just tromping around through the woods, for garden work, and still for farm work as we come out here on the weekends to continue cleaning it up. HISEA is giving all of you guys 15% off, and you can find the link to that code in the description of this video.
We're about to let the cows out of the barn for a couple hours. They are sure ready. This swing out protection on this big sliding door doesn't work very well, and sometimes the bull will push it out. So I have this door screwed shut. I have had it screwed shut for the winter, so I'm going to take those out. Squish, squish. But this track and slider wheel thing on this track is jumped. Again, that's from the bull pushing it, and it popped out. So I've got a ladder here, and we're going to try to pop that back in, take out the screws, pop that back in, and then slide the door open.
I wish I had some HISEA boots right now, because we are walking in mud, and I don't have any yet.
You're good. Go out. That won't go anywhere.
Ah, back to dry land.
And then this thing here, you're going to lift up and help guide it into there. But you got to watch your finger, because this is extremely heavy. Okay? I think I can. Okay, I'm going to try to go up a little higher.
Good job, Joy.
Thank you, Joyful. I did
Thank
that
you.
last year, and it was so hard.
Are you afraid of blackberry chocolate cake? No, they're frolicking. Butterscotch still hasn't lost her winter coat. She's still shedding. Do you know I have video of you and Joyful racing, climbing this?
Put it down slowly. Now, put your arm down here. You got it. It's just like little
Are you gonna be a little milk cow?
Start right at the trunk, pull them out and drop them right where you pull them. All right, pull weeds on that side of the tree. Look what I'm doing. I'm making a mulch bed here. And what this does is
It kills the bed.
it frees up space and nutrients for the tree itself to not have the grass grow right against it.
It does?
Yeah.
Cool.
It reduces the competition in this for these shallow apple roots right around the tree.
You have to like pull it all the way out.
Plus, yeah, you have to pull it out and then just drop it down. Plus, all the rotting grass will actually help feed the tree and help the tree grow more.
Well, I never knew that.
Yeah.
What do trees eat besides grass?
I mean, they eat all these chemicals, but the chemicals they eat all these chemicals and minerals, but the chemicals and minerals come from the soil and from
The what?
the leftovers of living plants and animals for that matter. All right, we're in the garden. I'm going to take down this big comfrey plant and just take the whole top off of it to use for mulch under those apple trees. Because it'll work as a mulch. Here, I'm going to toss it into a pile right here. The reason why I came up here to pick this and chop it down is because this grape plant is just kind of struggling. So I thought I might clear a little bit around it, but I think this will be perfect mulch. That'll keep the grass down some, at least on this side. Thank you, buddy. All right, we're in the farm. We're in the old garden at the farm.
The oldest garden.
And I just saw all these potatoes coming up, and what that means is last year, was it last year I grew some potatoes? Yeah. Last year when I grew some potatoes, some were left in the ground. And that's essentially, this is what they should look like if you planted them as early as you could plant a potato, because it was already in the ground. All right, so let's see. Coming up on June 1st, let's see how big these potatoes are.
Is there any radishes?
They're actually, there's mustard, there's collards right there.
We should make a salad for Mama.
That's a very sweet idea. Let's see if we can get some of these up.
That's tiny.
That's a new potato from this year.
That's tiny compared to what I've seen.
Let's make a little pile and bring them home.
Some sweet, yeah, but I've seen a sweet potato this big.
Yeah, it's not a huge potato, but for June, that's a great potato. It's
I
bigger
know.
than any potato in Mama's garden. Let's see, here's another one. Here, I'll hand it to you. There's not a whole lot in here. We're kind of coming to the end. But man, new potatoes are like a little treasure. You boil them in that first 24 hours before I can't remember. I think the sugars turn to starch. I can't remember exactly the process, but it has a different flavor right when you pick them.
Dad, how many hours
That's what I've heard
is
anyway.
the whole day?
But I know they taste delicious. A day is 24 hours. And then to pick some burdock leaves, and we're just piling them up on these giant burdock leaves. All right, let me dig that way for a minute. See if I can find a few more. Hopefully, there's one. I found a treasure chest of them over here.
You did not find a chest.
You're right, there's no chest.
Yes, there is. And why is there an hive right there?
I don't know.
Planted artichokes?
I didn't plant artichokes. It's kind of a trick name. I planted Jerusalem artichokes. But all of these are called Jerusalem artichokes.
Wow.
And they're not artichokes, it's a tuber that grows under this plant. And all of these are Jerusalem artichokes. You know how I planted them? I just went to grocery store and I bought a bunch of organic Jerusalem artichokes and I buried them in the garden. And they're the most beautiful flower. I would highly suggest that. And they're way cheaper. I mean, you might want to buy like disease-free seed stock or something. That's often a good idea. If you want to plant a bunch, they're way cheaper just to buy them as food. Yeah, we will. Let's try to dig up some of these, then we'll go down.
I'm hiking.
Grab that rake.
Oh my goodness.
I digged a few of those up.
They're huge. Where did they come from? Did you plant these last year or something?
Yeah, they're just left over from last year.
Mom, here's your flower.
Thank you. Ooh, I like that. Comfrey flower.
Well,
Whoa, dinner time. Look what they dug out of the garden.
Potatoes. You having fun, little lady? You're so pretty.
I think I have a third outfit for her.
You got a third for
I
her?
think I have a third for her, yeah.
All right. What you got for me?
Showing you my yucca bounty.
Your yucca collection?
Yeah, it's my today's. Look at this one.
You think it'll grow back from deep roots?
Absolutely. There's
Oh,
no way
good.
you can get it all.
Oh, and there's still a lot in there already. There's still a lot left.
Yeah, I haven't got it all yet. Look at that one.
That is crazy. And you know what? That spread from just like 2 plants. Because just years ago there were just 2.
Well, for all we know, they pulled it out and 2 grew back, and then I pulled those out, and then I didn't pull them out for a couple of years. Anyway, whatever.
So big.
What's that one?
Nice job digging those out.
Oh, thanks. Which one did I help with?
The beehive goes up. The beehive walks.
That one.
The bee walks
Help me load
up
them into the wheelbarrow.
into there.
I've never seen a nest like that actually. With a long tunnel. Was it hanging like this or like this?
It was the other way.
It was this way? So they landed on the bottom and came up the tunnel? I've never seen that. Wonder why they did that. Never seen one like that. That's so cool.
Rebuilding it out of the same height.
Oh, look, there's yucca growing here.
Yeah, I think we dumped this here in the past.
Interestingly, where we dump our garden waste down this hill, there's yucca growing. Well, we probably dumped it there.
It's kind of funny because we got the cows out on the fresh grass. I was gonna say it's funny because they were actually in here eating hay because I threw a bunch of hay earlier and they have all that grass out there and they're still coming in for a bite of hay. It's almost like their body knows they shouldn't overdo it on the grass. We're just dropping them some minerals in here. You tired yet?
I'm pretty wiped. I was imagining if there was a house right there, I would just go in there and throw some dinner on and sit on the porch while it cooked.
It makes for a long day.
The drive back is hard.
How do you feel about what you got done in your garden bed?
I didn't get that much done because I was like stopping to help people and all that, but it's getting there slowly but surely. I mean, this is looking better. I figure you'll probably come in and make the wall prettier, or the border. Bricks. Every time I find bricks that don't go in the border, I'm setting them aside because
Stop, Truly, don't do that again.
after I clean this bed, I'm gonna fix the beds around the trees.
See ya. Bye-bye. Good luck.
They're crying for joy.
All right, Bree's headed out. Just have left to get the cows in the barn. They're not gonna want to go. Surprisingly easy. I guess their bellies are full of grass. 6:30 in the evening. Feels like summer. I feel like Mr. Rogers, and I'm so happy that I have these boots. We're gonna go. Everyone down. Okay, the cows have hay. Cows have a full tank of water. They got minerals. The hose is off. Mom said to tell me that she loves me. Oh, that's nice. We're ready to go. Actually, I have to get a battery charger, empty the dehumidifier in the camper, and then close the... I forgot to close the windows in the camper. I've never been down here. Apparently people swim here. It's the same river we go to frequently upstream, but this is just by the highway. That way was a little bit of a dead end, so we're just checking out down this way. Okay, that was a dead end too, but we drove to another spot just a few minutes away.
Gotta be some fish.
And this looks promising. We're just checking out a new spot with less driving. Yeah, this bank is a little hard to get down, I think.
Yeah.
Hey, try casting around this big rock right here, okay? You see these little eddies, right? The little waves there? Right below that, there would be a little calm area. Sometimes they hang out right under those eddies where they don't have to fight the current. They just can rest.
Right there.
Yeah. Look at those bird tracks. What are those?
No idea. Swan? Swan maybe?
It might be a heron.
Oh yeah, heron.
That's what I think that is a heron. As much as a place can have your heart, this place has my heart. These mountains, this river. Hold on, buddy. Our farm. And I'm really torn because I'm not 100% certain that we're supposed to move back to the farm. I really want to, but we're really weighing that right now and trying to figure out what's right for everyone in our family. Some of our kids will be torn apart from their connections again if we move back to the farm. Some of them, that's all they want. So we're in a tough season where we need a home. No matter what, the farm needs to be cleaned up and restored, even if we sell it or if we move back there. That's what we're doing now. But it's kind of a painful season because everything in me wants to be out here, but I also want to make the right decision for the whole family. Being here at the river just makes me think of that because I love this so much. Like, I don't want to live in town, not that we would live in town, but I love this area right here as much as any place.
What?